Hello and welcome to Kismet Rising. We are doing the monthly Oracle card guidance for December 2024. I do apologize that it's a little bit late. I have been away from my home for about 10 weeks now and just got back a couple of days ago, and it's taken me a little longer to settle in than I thought it would. So we do have three options today. We have the Wild Offering Oracle for the option number 1, the Angel Answers Oracle cards for option number 2, and the Rune Oracle cards for option number 3. Go ahead, make your selection. You can go directly to the reading. So for those of you who've chosen the Wild Offering Oracle, we are asking, what do we need to know? What do you need to know for December? What do you need to know for December 2024? This is just the card that comes with the box. Okay, and for those of you who've chosen the option number 1, which is the Wild Offering Oracle by Tosha Silver, the cards that have come up for you for the month of December 2024 are Intention, Sanctuary, Make It Gods, and Compassion. So my feeling for this month is that a lot of whatever you're going through, whatever level you are dealing with life, you're going to have to question your faith, or not really question your faith, but you're really going to have to trust in your faith and actually make a decision early on in this month. And you might have needed to do so already in November, but you need to make a decision, and that decision will determine the direction in which you go to. So sometimes that decision is you may not think you have a decision to make, but sometimes it may just simply be that you need to be committed to something, a little bit extra committed to something, or you may be on the fence about something, or perhaps you muse that it could be different, but in fact you have made a decision already, but that musing in the background actually determines what the outcome will be. So the what you're called to do as you begin the month of December is to make a decision and be completely committed and completely determined and stand behind that with all of your energy and all of your power, so that you can move ahead in a way that you will have the support of the universe. Then the card that follows for the second week of December is Sanctuary. And I think that you're going to need to go within you to be able to support yourself in this time. And even the slightest interference, energetic interference, or doubt that may come from you, or criticism that may come towards you from somewhere else, can actually disturb the kind of room that you've made, or the space that you've made for your own goals, or for whatever you're determined to do, for whatever decision you've taken. And so I think it's very important in the second week of December to actually hold that space for yourself, and to be able to go inward, to be able to do that and not allow any kind of interference in. And while you may have people, friends, family come along and say, oh, well, we really support you in this, they are not putting their 100% behind you in the same way that you are. And so they may have doubts or concerns about what it is that you've decided. And as a result, that could interfere with whatever it is that you've chosen. So the idea is to choose a decision, make a decision in terms of love, based on love, and go forth with that, and not allow any doubt to creep in from anywhere else, because that is what's going to get in the way of you actually making your headway. All right. And then it's the card, as you come to the third week, it says make it God's. I think what it talks about here, and I think I'll go back and read what it says in a second, but I'm just speaking to you clairvoyantly now. And for me, what that means is that you've really done everything that you can, and you really need to leave it in God's hands, or leave it to be decided by the universe, because you have actually done the work that you needed to do. So you have, in fact, done all the groundwork. You've set your intention. You've been determined. You've set the trajectory. And now there's nothing more for you to do. Now you can sit back, relax, and just have faith and trust that it will come through. And then I think as you come to the end of the year, as you come down, as your year winds down, and you move towards, you start preparing for January, I think the card compassion comes in. And I think here it's really about coming into a very still space inside of you, so that you can actually have the bandwidth and the generosity to experience compassion, not just for yourself and for what's happened in your life until now, but for all those around you. And it's almost coming into a very divine energy where you are embracing that compassion for all around you. And for that to exist, you need to get beyond whatever feeling of importance that you may have about yourself, or whatever perhaps latent arrogance that may be lingering in your life. And I'm not saying that any of you are that, but sometimes we have traits that are not entirely pure. And I think that as you come into the end of the year, those traits need to be lessened, or at least you need to confront that and resolve them by disintegrating them, so that you can go on to the year 2025 with that feeling of compassion. And so you may be able to move ahead and make progress and bring more light into this world than there is at present. Okay, so if you are using fear as a currency, and you are moving through things with fear, you are going to find that it's going to amplify and block you, especially at this time. So that's not just, for those of you chosen this option, but I think that's kind of like what's happening all around at present, because we are able to affect our lives quite concretely at present. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and read what's written here. So for intention, it says, intention is simply allowing the will and the mind to align and move in harmony. May I always focus on the highest. My intention is that all God's wishes for me come true. And so the only thing that I would say I would like to add to that is that you can actually determine the direction that you want to go into. And it's not just, you don't have to just leave it to fate or leave it to God or another power, a higher power. You can actually determine it for yourself and be 100% behind yourself for that, while taking into account that the universe or God, or whatever you call the higher power that exists, that's stronger than all of us, is going to align things in a way that is hopefully the best outcome for all involved. Okay, even if it doesn't appear that way at the outset. So then we have the card Sanctuary, and it says, a sanctuary resides inside you, no matter what is happening. This inner temple beckons you to enter. Take a deep breath, enter, and sit down on the throne of your own heart. And I think that is exactly, yes, it's exactly about that, about being able to go in and recognize your own sovereignty in your life and your own internal space, that regal space that belongs just to you, that you have within you. I think in our society, what we tend to do is we tend to live outside of ourselves very so often. And so we are outside of ourselves, we're running around after something And then we just we're not really able to come inside ourselves and understand that we wield the power, and that we actually can determine the outcome of things and manifest it differently, or effect the outcome of things just by thoughts, and just by the kind of energy that we invest in, whether it be love or fear or anxiety or whatever. Okay, so that is sanctuary. And then for the third card, representing the third week of December, we have Make It God's. And the card reads, release the idea of my. As soon as you start to say the money, the relationship, the job, freedom arrives. When there's no grasping, the right actions get shown. Free me from the prison of my, dear Lord. So I think here there's a kind of a suggestion of what you should do and how you should do it. But I think if I just have to describe that a little bit more generally, it comes back to the point that it's just a matter of leaving it in the hands of God, or the hands of the universe, the hands. You make your decision about what you want to do for you, and then you leave it. You let go of it because you're trusting in that moment that it's all going to work out for you. And yes, you could use this tool of not saying it's my money or my relationship, or just saying it, the job, the relationship, the money. But you decide what you think is best for you, as far as that's concerned, as well as for everything else, of course. This is just guidance, and you obviously can effect that into your life as you need to. And then the last card, compassion, for the last week of December is, as you pray each day for greater compassion, a new self is born, drawing new people and experiences. Dear Lord, help me feel ever deepening self-acceptance. May I see myself as you see me. And I think that's so important. It's so important to completely accept yourself, because very often, if you're displaying attitudes of aggression or passive aggressivity, or any kind of arrogance, or any kind of unpleasant response to outside, the outside of you, to whatever you're dealing with, whatever situation you're dealing with, whoever you are dealing with, whomever you're dealing with, you are going to what that it does stem from is insecurity. It does stem from not having enough self-acceptance, and not having enough compassion for yourself as you are, and therefore not being able to extend that outside of yourself. So if you can go into that deepening self-love and acceptance as you come into the end of the year, you're going to step into 2025 on the right foot. That's what I think. So for those of you who've chosen option number 1, I hope that has been helpful. That is a prevalent energy right now, which is described here. And I do wish you a fabulous festive December, however you will be spending it. And may you have many, many blessings come your way, and may your life be surrounded in abundance, and may you always be safe in all that you do. And for those of you who've chosen the option number 2, we have the Angel Answers Oracle cards. And we are asking, what do we need to know for the month of December 2024? So for those of you who've chosen the option number 2, we have the cards success, then unlikely, then it's up to you, and then take action. So I think what's happened here is that you have had some success already. So perhaps at the end of November or as we come into December, you have had some degree of success, or perhaps it's still about to happen for you, because the first card usually represents the first from the 1st of December, or the 1st of the month till about the 7th of the month. So you are going to have some success, or you have had some success. And this has led you to believe that the way you go ahead is going to be, you're going to be supported, you're going to have full success. But it can actually be that as you come into the second week of December, things are not actually working out in the way you need to. Or you might already see that things are not, like, you've had a huge success, a massive success, but then there are some small little setbacks. And I think that you really don't have to worry too much about that, because what that is that it's just showing you that things are still underway, they are still developing, and that you just need a bit of time. And that's just temporary anyway, because the card we have as we come into the third week of December is that it's up to you. Okay, so your success is up to you. Your whatever you choose to have is really up to you. It's not like you're being blocked by anything outside of you. And as you come into the fourth week of December, as you continue, as the cards for the last week of the year, as you head into 2025, you have the card take action. So it's very much the case of, you have it in your hands, and you can have whatever it is that you desire if you take action. The question is of the timing, right? So you might want to just mow ahead right now, because you have made some progress already, and just move right ahead. But it feels like the it's not going to happen, and the reason for that could ultimately be something of timing, or something that has to do with the energy outside of you. It doesn't have to do with you, because here we have that you can take action, and you can actually move ahead with whatever it is that you desire. But here, it's not necessarily going to be what you want to hear. Here, it says that you're not actually going to hear what you need to hear, or you want to hear. But here, it's like you can still affect the changes that you desire in your life. You can actually create whatever it is that you desire. And and you can actually move ahead. So here it's like you've made some small victory, or you've made a victory. For some of you, it's going to be a massive victory. For others, it may look small, because you still have so much more that you have to get through, or you still have to, jump over the bigger hurdles that come. But it feels like as you come into through to the third week of December, you're going to realize that you have more power, and you have the power to decide what it is that you need, or the freedom rather to decide what it is that you need and what will be the best for you. And as you come into 2025, you have the power and the energy and the force required to be able to take action that you need to. So as it seems here that as you come towards the end of the year, as you actually roll down to the end of the year, after the second week, you have, in the third week and the fourth week, you have a lot of time to think about what it is that you truly want, and how determined you are to get it, and how much you are willing to sacrifice actually to be able to get what you need to get, or to get to where you're going to get to. And if you have any doubts or any kind of hesitation about what it is that you want, or if you're not completely certain about what it is that you want, all of that has a chance to be wiped away, so that as you enter 2025, you have a concrete idea of where you're headed to, and what it is that you're willing to put on the line to be able to achieve what it is that you need, or what it is that you desire. Now, as you come into 2025, you do have the opportunity to create whatever it is that you desire, and to be able to take that action necessary to create whatever it is that you desire. And I think that what you do in December, you need to be, whatever you do in December, you need to actually be cognizant of what it is that you'll be doing in January. So keep in mind what it is that you are doing right now and how that will impact where you're going to be standing in relation to yourself more than to the rest of the world in January, because you don't want to allow a little obstacles and hurdles, or if somebody speaks to you here in a way that you don't want to be spoken to, or they're not able to appreciate you or able to value you in the way that you need to be valued, it doesn't mean that you should let that influence the run up to 2025 for you. You need to take it in your own hands, and you need to be able to determine where you will be by yourself without actually allowing anything else that's darker, or any doubts that others may have, or any fear that others may try to instill in you. You need to be able to just remove that and move ahead and recognize how empowered you actually are. So don't let that become you. Don't let that become you and darken your path or create a shadow over your path that you're headed on. Just simply take it in your stride. There is a reason that it is happening, and that it's playing out in this way. And you're going to see that as you go ahead, that it needed to happen in this way. And you'll be thankful for whatever happens in the second week of December, because it helps you to rein in yourself in a particular way that helps you be more focused on where you need to go to, and how and what you need to achieve for the wellness of your soul and your well-being. And not just that, but for all others concerned as well. So I think that here in December, you have a lot to celebrate because you have success here, but you also need to hold still and listen to what's coming your way, and not let it become you, not let it wash over you and create disappointment in your life, and deplete the trust that you have in yourself, and the faith that you've invested in yourself. Okay, so I hope that helps you in some way, and I hope that you can see the positive that's here, the success, the fact that it's up to you, and that you have given the green light to go ahead here and take action as you enter 2025. And I hope that you can appreciate all of that and keep your vibration as high as possible. Keep yourself as happy as you can be, as positive as you can be, and just move forth with courage and fearlessly. All right, so I wish you all a very beautiful December. May you have a lot of fun and enjoy the festivities. And I wish you all the best for 2025 and for your, as you move towards 2025 and the preparation for that, as well as many blessings coming your way. May you always be happy, well, protected, and blessings abound from Kismet Rising. For those of you who've chosen option number 3, we're asking, what do we need to know for December 2024? And for those of you who've chosen the third option, we are using the Rune Oracle cards, and we have the cards Uros, Manas, Pertho, and Dagas. Now you can't see the card Dagas so clearly because I have a light reflection on it. And just by the way, I am recording this for the 4th time now, because the first 3 times that I recorded the audio on this, I have not been able to retain it for various reasons, which I won't get into yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you the meanings of the cards and how I think they relate to you, and hopefully it works this time. So as we come into the first week of December, you have the card Uros. And Uros represents a kind of power, sturdy, focused, determined. Nothing can stop this bull. This bull is out to get whatever it needs, as long as it's able to get what it sets its mind on. It could refer to perhaps property or your body, or something to do with a fixed asset in your life, something to do with looking after your body or looking after a fixed asset that you may have, and you are quite determined to go through with this. Now, sometimes this is something. This is an energy that can have come to you from the end of November. It could have started already, or it's something that can still take place in the first week of December. So as we move on to the second week of December, you have the card Manas, and here you're looking at more interconnectedness, more connection with human beings, to look at your relationships with people and see how that how your goals and what you are and what you can bring to the table at this point influences others, or what kind of contribution can you make to others. And so it's very much a focus change from being very focused on what you need and what's important for you and what's necessary for you and your survival, being changed to how can you be of value to those around you, how can you contribute to making the world a better place with all that you have to offer. And it's very much about ensuring that you are making some kind of difference in this world, and looking at how you can make others happier by simply being who you are. As you move into the third week of December, you have the card of Pertho, which is really a card of risk-taking. It can also be a card of allowing yourself to surrender to the universe, to God, to fate, to destiny, and allowing it to kind of envelop your life and take you on a path. It might mean that you allow yourself to come out of your comfort zone, and you allow yourself to move ahead in a way that you have not been able to so far. So it can be very much related to the week before, where you have been seeking interconnection with others with regard to liberating the goals that you have for yourself. And as you come in, so as you go through the third week of December, you're going to find that you are much more open to letting things happen. You're not needing to control anything or be in charge of anything in your life. You are able to just let go and enjoy and be free. And this is a card which can also represent mystery, can also represent the occult. It can represent other things as well in terms of connection to the spiritual realm. But I feel here it's mostly going to be you being able to let go of immediate concerns, material concerns that you were concerned with at the beginning of the month, and allow yourself to free fall into whatever is in your pathway. And then as you come to the end of the year, as you come to the last week of the year before we head into 2025, you're going to find that you have a chance to reflect upon what has happened in 2024 for you. And you have a chance to let go and look lovingly and upon your year and what has happened for you. You also have the opportunity to celebrate and to be in perfect joy and bliss, and you allow yourself once more to surrender, this time not just to what is happening or to fate, but rather to the louder impulses and the wilder impulses that are around you, just allowing yourself to free fall into joy and maybe even passion, but more so joy. It's like a sunshine. It's almost like a new beginning, like the sun is rising once again for you, and you have that feeling of being able to enjoy the world in a way that you haven't been able to for some time. I think that there's really a sense of being able to move ahead and allow that enjoyment to flow through you, and celebrate all that 2024 has been for you, but also celebrate all that 2025 will hold for you, and hold that high vibration and keep yourself happy, and basically allow yourself to move forth with a certain sense of relaxation, or with a more relaxed attitude, is what I'm trying to say, and not worry too much, because you have surrendered here in the third week of December. And so as you start the year, you have this really, I mean, not the year, but as you start December, you have just quite a raging power that's coursing through your veins. And then as you move on, you get a bit more mellow as you're dealing with people, and allowing yourself to open up a little bit. And then you completely allow yourself to surrender to what is actually happening around you, and including having a good time while at it. And it just feels like a really good month for you. So I wish you all a very blessed December. May you have a joyous time, and may you have lovely festivities, and all the best for 2025 and for going into 2025. May it be a blessed year for you. May you be protected and have prosperity and good health. All the best to you, and blessings abound from Kismet Rising.